Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do something a little different than we normally do on my channel. I wasn't originally planning on getting this, and my friend got the palette, and she wasn't crazy about it, so she gave it to me, and she bought I'm talking about the Jaclyn Hill Vault collection. She bought all of them, and she doesn't like them, so she's giving me the whole Vault collection, which is really cool, and she wanted me to test them and see if they're good, if they're bad. What do I think of them? Do I think that they really reformulated them, or are these just, the same thing and they slapped new packaging on it and put a V2 on it? Because apparently, if it has V2 on it, that's the new batch of product, allegedly. So, she gave me the first palette we're going to do is the Dark Magic palette, and this is the, it's like greens and blues and some dark browns, so it's like a dark earth tony, palette, but not like the traditional warm toned earth tone palette. So this is what the palette looks like. I am not the biggest Morphe fan, and it's not because they used to private label. I don't like their business practices. I don't like their ethics. I don't like that, every time that Jaclyn Hill seems to release something with them, there is just some ridiculous drama that, like, are you quality controlling, like, quality control checking these products? Because if that was happening, this problem would have never happened, and it would have gotten caught in quality control before they sent out the palettes to the influencers. My personal opinion is I think that they just redid the palettes that the influencers got, and then us normal folks are getting the bad batch of palettes, and maybe they threw a few good ones in there too, but I think that us normal customers are going to get the batches that they supposedly threw away, which I don't believe for a second. And I know about manufacturing and cosmetics and fashion. It takes at least 6 weeks to produce this in China, and then if you're bringing it over on a boat through customs, that's another 6 weeks that your product is going to be sitting there. I think it's 6 weeks, or maybe it's 3 weeks, but it's at least a month your product is going to be sitting in dock, waiting to clear customs. So I would like to know how they got these over here so fast, because it costs a lot of money to fly the pallets over versus cargo shipping. So I have my theories of what they did with the old pallets, what happened with the new pallets, and all that jazz. But I am kind of interested myself to see, is the formula any good? This is actually my first Morphe palette that I've tried. I've tried palettes that Morphe has private labeled from, so I guess I've tried other Morphe palettes, but they weren't officially Morphe palettes. This is the first official Morphe palette that I'm trying. So we're just gonna do a look. My eyes are primed, and we'll see if there's any problems, if the colors are patchy, and so on and so forth. So let me zoom you guys in and we will do a eye look. So let's zoom in. I think that's close enough. And then let me grab me brushes. So let's take a look at the colors. Did you hear that freaking Morphe is trying to sue Becca Cosmetics now because Jaclyn Hill loves to use this design and she used it on her champagne collection, and now Morphe sent a cease and desist letter to Becca. Another reason that I can't get behind Morphe. And I just look at them, and to me, yes, they are successful. They make a lot of money, but to me, that's not how I want to run a company. I really disagree with the codes. I don't know why Laura Lee and Manny MUA are still working with Morphe after their racist tweets and everything have come to light. I knew there was something about the two of them I didn't like, and those tweets just proved it. And I really don't like what she said about Asian people. I am half Asian, and if she ever tried to put dental floss on my eyes, I would strangle her with that dental floss. So I think that yeah, she's over. Ulta doesn't want to carry her stuff anymore. You're canceled, Laura Lee, and I kind of don't feel bad about it. You deserve it. And yeah, fakeness always comes to light, as I say. But let's get into the look with the palette. So, I'm going to do in the crease, I'm going to start with this, light green color, kind of as my transition, and then I might put some of this dark inside job, in my crease, and then I think I'm going to do a cut crease with power cut, but I'm not exactly sure. We'll just play and see what happens. Or I might do one eye with some colors and one eye with some other colors. We'll just play and see what happens. So let me get a brush to do some crease work. So we're going into Potion. I tapped in 3 times. There is a little bit of kickback, but kickback doesn't bother me. And let me... Okay, so there is no pigmentation with one swipe. As you guys can see, there's a little bit of pigmentation, but nothing crazy. Let me do another layer. Okay, we're getting some color now. Alright, this is the 3rd dip. This color is, it's okay. There's a green color from the Tammy and Makeup Revolution palette that I just got that is so much more pigmented than this color. Like, I just had to dip into it once and blend it out, and this you have to build up. And yeah, it's not, and they're not like creamy buttery. Let me do a swatch of it. Wow, that swatch was bad. Like, that's the swatch of it. So doesn't look promising from the swatch, but it does at least on my eye come out. So I did get some color in my eye. Alright, now let me take a bigger blending brush and diffuse that out a little so it doesn't look so bruisey like. Okay, so that's not that bad once you blend it out and diffuse it out, but I wanted it to be kind of more, more, I don't know, more colorful, more, what's the word I'm looking for? Not brighter, just I wanted the color to stand out a little more. On camera, it looks like it's standing out, but in the mirror, it's not really doing what I want. So I'm gonna take inside job right here and darken the crease up with that color. I'm just gonna take the brush that I was using before. And let's go into the crease with that. And even this color isn't extremely pigmented, which is, you know, not a bad thing if a shadow isn't, like, pigmented to the max. It's good for people who are just starting with color. Or, you know, if you're heavy-handed, it helps you not be so heavy-handed. Okay, so that color inside job actually isn't that bad. It's looking kind of bruisish on my eye, but in public it's not looking as bad as it is on screen. Okay, now let's take a shimmer and put that on the on the lid, on the crease. I don't mind a shimmer in the crease, but we're not going for for that look today. So I'm going to take Power Cut and do that on the lid. Okay, so with the shimmers, they're not bad, but with the shimmer, it's pretty hard to make a bad shimmer, but I was hearing from the first batch that the shimmers, you kind of had to put them on and repeat them. So I am not having that problem with these shimmers. Okay, and let me put one more. Actually, take that back. You do have to build up the shimmers a little bit to get maximum shine from them. But, yeah, it's for $15, it's a decent palette. I wouldn't have spent more than $15 on it, and I'm glad I got it for free. So this is, the look I came up with. So I took Potion and used that as a, as my transition, and then I took Inside Job and used that to deepen the crease, and then I took Power Cut and put that on the lid. Let me finish up my other eye and I will be right back, guys.